Let's get started. Okay, it is November 23rd, Thanksgiving week 2020, craziest year on record. And so I wanted to do this little workshop because it kind of the same conversation kept coming up with my one-on-one clients. And it started when I was interviewed for my first podcast interview. I felt very professional. And the whole episode was about healthy habits for the holiday season. And we just had a great conversation, and I wanted to share it with more of my clients. And then as I was talking with my one-on-one clients, everybody was really excited to talk about this and to kind of think about a plan for Thanksgiving, because my clients are working so hard on their health goals, and, to just like throw that all away on one day and then deciding it's over till January, like we're not going to let that happen. And so I think it's, in like sort of like my life coach realm, I think it's super, super important to just get really clear on your vision for what you want, and then have a plan to get that, to create that. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And Amy, I'm so happy you're here. What are you planning to do for Thanksgiving?
I am going to Tori's house, and
Nice.
it's going to be very...
Is it just the two of you?
It'll be us and her parents.
Okay.
And 3 dogs.
Oh, fun. Awesome. Well, we are staying here, and Fred and I are cooking. He loves to cook. I really like to cook too, but like not as much as he does. And we're merging our stuff. Like he told me what his favorite Thanksgiving food was, and I was like, that's not even Thanksgiving food, but he's from the South. So, like mac and cheese and greens and stuff like that. And I was like, sounds pretty good. Like it's not necessarily Thanksgiving food, but one of the other reasons I wanted to do this workshop is because for a while now, I've always been almost stressed out about the holidays, because I always wanted to sort of stay healthy and stay on my goals. And I didn't like that feeling of just like eating a ton, or like not eating all day because you're just going to have this big meal and then like lay on the couch and like feel gross for the rest of the day. And I always felt pretty isolated in that, because pretty like the common culture is that this is what the day is. And quite frankly, if that's you, Amy, or if anyone's watching on the replay, if that's what it is to you, that's like 100% fine. There's like no judgment over what people love about the holidays. It's just that I want everyone to make an intentional choice that that's how you want to spend the holiday, and that's like important to you. And if it is, like, totally cool. So, do you have a journal or like a piece of paper, Amy? I'm going to invite everyone to like grab a journal or something you can write on, because I just have a few questions prepared, and they're pretty simple questions. Like it's not rocket science. It's really just taking the time to think about these questions and maybe write an answer down for yourself. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so maybe I'm not. This is not very cute. I don't have it written up very nicely. I just jotted down these questions that I've been going through with clients. So, okay, so just the first question is just to think about, what goals do you have in your life in terms, like I want to set like two kind of visions. Like what is your vision for your health through the whole holiday season, like starting right now, even starting with Halloween all the way through Christmas and New Year's? Like number one, what is your goal for your health? And, it could be like, if you've been on like a weight loss journey, maybe it's to keep losing weight. Maybe it's just to maintain your weight. Maybe it's just to stay like healthy and sane through all the holidays. Maybe it's really to like protect your mental health as it gets darker and colder and more stressful. Whatever that is, like I said, whatever that is fine. It's completely fine. It just, and it's going to be different for everyone. So that's the first question. Like, what is your goal for your health? And then the second one is, what is your goal for the holiday season? And this might look totally different than like any holiday season before, right? Like might not be gathering with family, might not even see our family, may not be traveling. Maybe you are doing all those things, but just think about how do you want to feel at the end of it all? What's the most important thing? Like, how do you want to feel? Wait, no, sorry. So just sort of a vision for your holiday. So I'm just going to give like a minute or two to kind of think about that and take some time and jot it down. So like your vision for your health goals from now through January 1st, and then your vision for what would be a really beautiful holiday season. Okay, so then taking that, whatever you wrote for that, we're going to look, the rest are going to be just sort of about Thanksgiving. And then you can go back if you want and do this more about Christmas or more about December, but kind of working through the same questions, kind of like on a micro level. So if you have like a holiday party come up, or when it gets closer to Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, you can work through all these same questions that would apply to each one. But talking just about Thanksgiving, the first question to journal on is, what are the best parts of the holiday that are really special to you? And and it could be the food, right? But I'm not saying like, what is your favorite food? I'm saying like, what is your favorite part of the whole holiday? Yeah, so just like take a second and think about that and jot it down. Okay. And then time to sort of check in with yourself. Is there anything that you're disappointed that won't be happening this year because of COVID or for any other reason? If you're just like disappointed, sometimes there's like low level stress because we're not really letting those feelings kind of come up. And it's really important to just like acknowledge them, like feel the feelings, and then move on with your life. I used to just be like, move on with your life. But now I'm more like, okay, like let's like acknowledge it, like let it have its moment, and then we're gonna like move on with this life. So is there anything you're disappointed that won't be happening this year because of COVID or otherwise? Okay, cool. Oh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. Mom, I'm recording this just so you know. Can you hear it? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hi. Okay, we're recording it, so don't say anything wild and crazy.
Okay, I'll just say hi.
Do you remember Amy Weatherby?
Hi,
Yeah.
Nancy.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, okay, enough chit chat. Mom, you need to grab a journal or piece of paper to write stuff down.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna put you on silent. Okay, so Mom, we're just going through a couple questions. I'll give you the ones we already did at the end of this, but we're talking about specifically Thanksgiving and setting some intentions for like how we want to feel and what is a favorite part of the day and stuff like that. So the next question is, how do you want to feel at the end of the day? And if it was multiple choice, the answers would be gross or not gross. But you can, there's definitely room for other answers, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking is like, how, at the end of the day, how do you want to feel? Okay, we are gonna move on to talking specifically about food because we're talking about Thanksgiving. So, next question is, what are your absolute favorite foods that you do not want to miss out on? We can share these answers for sure. Some of the earlier questions are a little more personal. Okay, and then the second part of that question is on the flip side, what are foods that like really actually, when you think about it, they're like not really worth it, or you eat them a lot of times out of habit or maybe even out of obligation because like Aunt Susie made this bread pudding that was your favorite thing when you were 5 and she's been making it ever since, and now you always feel like you have to eat 3 servings of it. But stuff like that where it's like when you stop to think about it, you actually don't love that food. It's not worth the calories or the macros, or feeling gross, but you tend to eat it out of obligation, habit, or custom. Okay, do you guys want to share? Are you ready?
Sure.
Yes. Go, Amy.
So my favorite, I would say, is probably pumpkin pie. And I'm going to be making it this year, so I know it'll be good. And I will definitely want to have some.
Uh-huh.
And
Awesome.
also a cocktail. I think we're having like a whiskey cocktail, and that is a must have for me. The stuff I can pass on is probably like the app type stuff, like cheese and crackers and whatever the appetizers seem to be. I don't need those things because I think that the whole meal is going to have plenty of things that I like and enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. Mom, how about you?
I put down dressing with a little bit of turkey as a favorite.
As a favorite, a little bit of turkey.
Put a little turkey with the dressing.
Uh-huh.
I love cranberries and pumpkin pie.
That's so good.
And my not so favorite things. I hadn't thought about it, Amy, but you're right about the appetizers. I mean, when the spotlight of Thanksgiving is sitting down to dinner, you really don't need appetizers. I know Annie will be sad about this one, but I put salads. I'm more into the warm and fuzzy things on Thanksgiving. And Annie's dad's favorite that we always have is baked corn, and I could pretty well do without that one also. So there you go.
Okay, awesome. You guys, I think you might be surprised about mine. I don't know if you can tell me afterwards. So my favorite, I really actually don't have a favorite, and I kind of eat like a lot of fall food, like all fall, like pumpkin stuff and butternut squash stuff. So I don't like really super have a favorite, but the thing I'm most looking forward to on Thanksgiving is the brunch that we're making, which is going to be pumpkin spice waffles with cranberries in them. And they're going to like bacon and eggs and maybe some like fancy butter if I can swing it. And then also a cocktail, Amy, that reminded me that we discovered on our honeymoon, and Fred like kind of got the recipe down, and it was kind of like festive. So I think we're going to make that. I can pass on like mushy food, like the food that everyone else's favorite is like the green bean casserole, like not my favorite. And I can just say that because I know like I'm in the minority. I'm not going to hurt the green bean casserole's feelings, but like that, and also the baked corn, Mom. I know that was for sure my favorite when I like got my tonsils out when I was 5, but like it really doesn't have any flavor unless you get the crusty part.
I know.
That's why I like drowned it in sriracha. Okay. So yeah, just like good to think about, like what stuff are you just like kind of mindlessly, munching on when you don't even love it. Okay. So Mom, these questions are not for you. These are for Amy and any other of my clients who are tracking their macros. So, do you want to track your macros or not track your macros on Thanksgiving? Totally, completely up to you. Most people, I would probably say like, don't track your macros, like, especially if it's going to seem like punishment, or if it makes like tracking macros be like ridiculously stressful. But most of my clients who I've talked to said, no, I actually do want to keep tracking it, because I feel like if I like get out of the habit, I'll kind of just like go off the rails. So that's for you. Do you know what you're going to do, Amy? I know we talked about this last week a little.
Yeah, I think I'll keep tracking, because I don't really have a problem still tracking it even when I'm off. Like that doesn't make me feel bad. So
Okay,
I'll just do it.
That's really good. And the days you're off, it's interesting because most of the time you're really not like ruining your life the way you think you are, with like a couple extra pieces of pizza or like, a couple extra servings of stuffing or whatever. And I think it's good to like just keep that habit. And then you're going to do your high carb day on Thursday.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, do that high carb day. And then, oh, okay, this is back for everyone. How many drinks are you going to plan to have? That's a thing I really like to kind of plan out in advance and just make a decision about it, because once the drinks start flowing is like when, and especially if you're drinking wine and it's like, oh, you want to top it off? You want to top it off again? And then before you know it, you're like, did I have a whole bottle or did I have a glass? I don't know. So that's a good thing to think about and decide ahead of time. Like, how many drinks are you going to have? Make sure you're having a glass of water either with each drink or in between each one. And just remember, like, there's nothing off limits. Like, I love cocktails as much as anyone. But, if you have a weight loss goal, like they do, it does slow down your metabolism. And so it's just like good to keep in mind. Also, I think with a lot of drinks, like some other things, like the first sip tastes amazing. And then like the second sip is like not quite as amazing. And then by the second drink, you're kind of just doing it like out of habit or something sometimes.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Or like, to have something in your hand so you're like feel more comfortable or less awkward. So it's also nice to have like a mocktail that you could like mix it up with. I love LaCroix and I like to make like little drinks with it, like with splash of cranberry and lime. You can make it super festive and like throw some actual cranberries in there, like sprig of rosemary or something. It'll be really good. Oh, actually, that sounds really good. Like sparkling water, cranberries, some whole cranberries frozen, and some rosemary. I'm gonna mess around with this and see if I can get it. Okay, let's see. Next question. Okay, so then the day of, out of the food, my mom knows I always try to get people to go to the gym or like go for a walk, but mostly go to the gym and then go for a walk. I usually get shot down on at least one of those options. But just think through, how do you want to move your body on Thanksgiving Day? And when are you going to plan in the stuff? If you're traveling, are you going to have time to work out before? If you're, no matter where you are you going to go for a walk after you eat, before you eat? Can you get everyone else to maybe go for a walk with you? Maybe give people a heads up so they bring some like walking shoes and the right clothes and they don't have the excuse like, oh, I don't have anything to wear. For me, I know I'm doing a workout for us, for our group in the morning. So I'm on the hook for that. And then I'd really like to go for a walk like after, like in the mid afternoon, kind of before we eat dinner. But I don't know exactly. So I know I've learned that like I'm really good at doing my walks during the weekday when I put them on my schedule. And then I just like go off the rails on the weekends when I don't schedule them in. So I put that in our group, Amy, that my commitment this week is to actually schedule a walk on the holiday and on the weekend, because otherwise it won't happen. What about you, Mom? Any plans to work out on Thanksgiving? Or
I don't think so, because I got a class on Wednesday and Friday, but taking a walk sounds good. I'll do that with Dad, and I'm just wondering if it's better to do it before you eat so you can really crash afterwards, or afterwards so you kind of get the sluggishness out. What do you girls think?
I do it after you eat and before dessert.
Ah, okay.
Take a little break. Yeah.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah. What about you, Amy?
I will probably do a workout in the morning. Awesome. And then I'm not sure. I really have no idea what time we're eating or what time we need to get in the car and go to where we're going. But I'm sure that I can get the workout in before.
Awesome.
I don't like to walk in the dark though. I mean, I'll do it. I did it today. But
it's almost like your exercise, then you can have a reward afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think I'll do it.
That it brings up a good question I didn't have on here, but just thinking about what time are you eating? Like if you're eating Thanksgiving dinner at dinner time, what are you going to eat for breakfast and lunch? If you're eating at like lunchtime, like what are you going to eat for breakfast and dinner? Because like I'll tell you, like the plan for success is not to just like starve yourself all day, gorge yourself, and then like eat nothing. Like the better is to like know you're probably going to eat higher carbs during the Thanksgiving meal. So like really load up on like fiber and protein for breakfast, and then maybe have similar plan for afterwards. And if it's leftovers, cool. But think about like, where are you getting your protein? Where are you getting your fiber? And eat those two things first, and then go in on the leftover stuffing or whatever carby deliciousness. Try to eat the protein first and then some fiber and then the other stuff. Same thing, even like at the Thanksgiving meal, fill up on the fiber and protein, like build your plate with whatever you want, but then like eat that protein first. So you know you're going to like get that in, and tell yourself you can have as much as you want, but you're going to fill up on the the protein and the fiber first.
So Amy, you and I'll be saving the pumpkin pie.
Well, yeah, don't take grandma's philosophy of eating the dessert first.
Yeah,
That works for
There's
her.
fiber in that pumpkin pie.
There is actually. Okay, 2 more things just to think about. And then speaking of planning, Fred's waiting for me to like pick some recipes for Thanksgiving. Just the last one is just what to do with leftovers. I think leftovers can be super detrimental and everyone loves Thanksgiving leftovers, myself included, but you can be like really good on Thanksgiving and like go everything according to your plan. And then the next day you're like, I think I should just make like a stuffing sandwich. Like it sounds like a good plan, So are you going to pack up those leftovers and like deliver, like to have everyone else take them home? Or are you going to freeze them? Or are you going to eat them? It's okay. And again, like whatever you want to do, it's fine. I just think it's really important to have a plan and have like a clear vision of how you want to handle things so that then you can act according to your plan and not just out of like mindlessness or out of habit or out of like craving that stuffing from yesterday or something like that. So my plan is to not have any leftovers because I want to have like 2 or 3 Thanksgiving dinners where we just make like a few of the things, and then we'll have like, we don't have, because it's only the 2 of us, so we don't have to like choose between all of our favorite things, but there's not going to be like a ton of leftovers. So that's my plan. We'll see how it goes, but I might have to stick them in the freezer because I'm like a sucker for Thanksgiving leftovers. And but I mean, if you have them, that's fine. What about you guys? Amy, you're going to Tori's house. Maybe what are you thinking about leftovers?
I don't know that we'll have any leftovers. But maybe because they know that I'm a vegetarian, I think they've like added so many vegetables to the menu. So I could see myself leaving there with like a lot of vegetables, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
And maybe I would end up with some leftover pie. But other than that, like my plan is to try to not, I don't think I would end up with a lot of leftovers either.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, taking home the veggies is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Mom? Tell Amy, and I'm recording this, by the way, so tell my other clients what your cool plan is for Thanksgiving.
Aw, shucks. We ordered a dinner from our local favorite restaurant that serves 4, which means knowing the owner, it probably serves 6. And we've got a few single, all by themselves people, friends, and we're going to make plates and deliver it to their houses. And we've cooked a few extra side dishes, and now everybody's kind of getting into it. The other people are making stuff too. So we'll bring it all to our house, divide it up, deliver it, and hopefully we won't have too many leftovers.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you won't have any leftovers. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah, just pumpkin pie.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I don't have anything else. Like that was kind of everything I wanted to work through. Did you guys find this helpful?
Oh, it's good to
I
start
think
thinking
so.
about it. Yeah.
Good. Okay, awesome. So, Mom, just so you know, since you got on here a little bit late, in the beginning, what I had Amy and everyone else who's watching the replay do is set like a vision or a goal for like your health for the whole holiday season. And then also just for like how you want the holidays to be. Like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to focus on? What's the most important part? And then the other journal prompts that we went through kind of when you came in, so you can do for any like micro event in the holiday season, like whether it's for a holiday party or Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving, you can kind of like work through that thought process for everything.
So is there a number 2 or was
Number
got
2.
3? How would you like to feel the end of the day?
Yes, I'll tell you the beginning ones. Number 1, okay, what are the best parts of the holiday that are really special to you?
Okay.
And what are you most looking forward to? And then sit with your feelings for a little bit. Is there anything you're disappointed in that won't be happening this year? And so that was 1 and 2.
Okay.
And
I'm
then
caught
the
up.
3. Yeah. Mhm.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay,
lady.
thanks for joining me. I'm gonna go too. Amy,
Nice-
have a great night. Mom.
Bye. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Thank you. See you.
bye.